Hey Darth.
Wow, you look great.
Thanks. Al is working hard to spoil me. He doesn't do drugs, he just likes cocktails at the Eagles Club. I'm playing hard to get. He bought me all these nice clothes. And gave me some mad money. Here's $1,000 for you.
Thanks, Trina.
Well, thank you. I couldn't have done this without you. I'm sure he wants sex, whatever. I'm just gathering information, going shopping, and I'll see what happens. Oh, and he gave me a kilo of his crappy fake pink romance.
I don't know what to think. I guess he's a hard worker.
I'll see what more information I can get about his product distribution.
As always, if you need any help, just give me a call.
Excuse me, madam.
What is it, Henri?
Prince Sarah is here. It's urgent.
What? Fix her some tea, I'll be right down. Good evening, Prince Sarah.
Hello, Susie. Call an emergency meeting for the misfits. Right here. Right the fuck now.
Yes. Prince Sarah. Henri. Tell the others to come downstairs immediately.
Right away.
Ready to head to Alberto's?
I just got a call from Susie. Prince Sarah has summoned us all to the Mooreage right away.
Wow, this sounds important. Let's go. Rock on. Prince Sarah.
Now that I have you all here. Avogadro.
Yes, my prince.
Remember how I locked you out of the account?
I do.
Well, 2 nights ago, I was locked out of the account.
My god. How did that happen to you?
First off, just so you all know, especially you, newcomers, the Camarilla, are not the good guys. They're not the worst out there. But seriously, how good can any of us be? We are undead predators, literally draining people of their life force. Gift. Feeding off animals is an affectation. To hide that she's terrified of her true insatiable hunger for human blood. And so, she abstains, like an alcoholic. Anyway, I contacted the Camarilla, and they denied locking me out. When they said they'd get back to me, I grew suspicious, and had a bad feeling about the whole thing. I thought I personally was in danger. I took off and spent the day sleeping in a secret haven with Brandon watching over me. Then I woke up to this shit. Fire destroys Victorian home in San Francisco. That was my fucking house. And, yeah, everybody in it, gone.
Was Julia there?
I'm sorry, she was. My ghouls, and the kindred in the house, are all gone. If I'd been there, I would have been destroyed too. Last night, I finally got a call from a Camarilla representative. Havens all over the fucking world were attacked and destroyed. The news reported the attacks as coordinated, terrorist cells being taken out. The attacks were done in the daytime, when we're most vulnerable. Camarilla kindred, all around the world, were locked out of their bank accounts. Then the bank accounts were either seized by the authorities or drained.
Do you mean all the Camarilla accounts are gone?
No, Susie, not all of them. The Huntermore Trust was always separate from the Camarilla, it was an entity unto itself. So, I think you may have gone undetected. Especially since it takes in very little revenue, only enough to pay the utilities and taxes. You're safe for now. Or I wouldn't be here. Brandon brought me to Mountain View in the daytime. He saw a commercial 18-wheeler moving truck being loaded at the AT&T Colocation Center. At sundown, I took out my Camarilla phone to call you. It had been wiped clean. I racked my brain to come up with a phone number of someone to call. I got a hold of Lucinde. She said Shreknet had been compromised, possibly months ago, and the shit has really hit the fan. I suspect the Nosferatu have now gone totally underground. They fucked up big time.
I'd say so, if they didn't see this coming.
I think their heads were too big, they thought too highly of their own abilities. As my friend Jasper once said, computers haven't been around any longer than humans who can use them. Therefore, Nosferatu aren't necessarily any better at using them than anyone else. In response to the mess, the Camarilla had the Nosferatu wipe all the kindred phones, and advised that we destroy them so we can't be tracked. Get rid of any current burner phones and keep a low profile. Fortunately, I rarely update my records. I keep them in my head, so there's zero evidence that Gift and Robin were ever turned. Sadly, they seized Robin's former estate as it was used to launder and funnel Camarilla money. The good news is that Robin was no longer connected to it. Susie, avoid using your real name. That's probably a good idea for you too, Gift, as you're officially dead. Anyway, I need to find suitable shelter, but I'll keep in contact with you, the old-fashioned way, like snail mail, and carrier pigeon or something.
I'll get us all new burner phones tonight. Prince Sarah, if you could meet us here a couple hours before sunrise, I'll have one for you.
Prince Sarah, what can I do to be helpful?
Take care of yourselves. We'll figure it out. I'm resourceful. Brandon's going to take me to do some errands, and we'll all keep a low profile.
Well, that was intense.
Everyone, give me your phone. I'm gonna dispose of these. Then I'll get us new ones.
How could this have happened?
Shreknet piggybacked on the regular internet and only Nosferatu had access to it. The problem with that is the Nosferatu are loyal to clan, above sect, so that the s5e18 and anarchist Nosferatu had access to Shreknet. In 1999, when the Camarilla reclaimed New York City from the s5e18, they appointed a Nosferatu prince and negotiated access to Shreknet. In recent years, Shreknet developed a parallel computer application suite that allowed kindred to covertly find and communicate with each other on Shreknet. Only select kindred were given computers with Shreknet, and they had a limited version with much less access than the Nosferatu. Then along came smartphones. Free Camarilla phones were given to any kindred that wanted one, and especially to neonates. There's some suspicion that the phones were a way to spy on us. And that's why we use burner phones.
Who would have the power to do this?
Who has the power to hack Shreknet and organize the takedown of terrorist cells?
Maybe the Setics?
Them, or some other vampire hunters.
I want to go visit Angel and see if there's something he can tell me. Anyone want to join me?
If the Colocation Center has been emptied, he won't be there.
I want to use the Cloak of Shadows and look around.
What if that was just phase 1, and maybe we're entering phase 2, or 3? Maybe we shouldn't be around here.
There's a risk of that, yes.
Thank you for putting on some clothes of a godro. We certainly need to be alert, and we need to arrange for Henri and other ghouls to watch over us during the daytime.
Maybe we should stay at the Scientology Center for now. I suspect they probably won't know about that. It all depends on how much data they analyzed from the phones.
And I've got a room at the Lucky You Motel. Robin, did you let Tomas know you were going to be late?
No, I better head over there now.
We should behave as if everything's normal. And we still have a couple of nights to give Chip the book.
We should really take care of that tonight. We took the money and said we'd give him the book, and I don't mess around with magicians.
I'm going to Alberto's. You guys figure it out.
While Robin plays at Alberto's, I'm going to get us all some phones.
Why don't we take the book to Diana?
That's a great idea. Who's coming along to go with us to see Diana?
Not me.
Count me in for seeing Diana.
Me too.
Great, let's go.
Be careful with that book. Don't lose it.
Cheers, Louise.
Good evening, what can I do for you? How can I help you this evening?
Well, there have been some disturbing things going on. A disastrous fire in San Francisco destroyed our prince's abode. We hope you can shed some light on what's happening around us.
The first card I see is the Sun, which usually represents radiant health, but it's not the most fortuitous card for a vampire. The Page of Pentacles looks like someone is getting a promotion, and the Seven of Swords reveals a sneaky thief. There has been some sort of infiltration and betrayal. Some people made investments and they are paying off. Only it's not you. I'm getting a feeling of a dark danger.
It's my turn. I want to know what you make of this book.
Let me have a look. It's very interesting. Actually, it's not very interesting. It's beautiful, but very boring.
I know, I thought that too. But there's supposed to be some kind of code. I want to know what it means.
I think I see it.
Really? What is it?
You take the last letter of the first word and the first letter of the last word of each page.
And what does it say?
They're just names. It's a book of genealogies.
Like all the begats in the Bible.
Something like that. It's about as boring as the text.
It must have a purpose, even though it's boring.
When you understand magic and genealogies, you can connect to your ancestors. It's valuable to the people of the bloodline. It goes back to Ramses the Great.
Have you heard of the Setites? The followers of Set.
No, Set was a god of war and chaos. Best to avoid them.
May I also have a personal reading?
Sure. You are giving guidance to a young person. It appears you are making another man a little jealous. He wishes you would give him such attention. You also need to be conservative in your finances. Except when it comes to spiritual things. You should be very generous with your spiritual advisor. You are surrounded by romance and a tragedy will turn into a blessing for you, as you find creative ways to make money. Look who came in. Hello, gift.
I want a reading, the bigger picture of what's going on, and my personal life.
The first card I get is the world. The whole world. Everything mundane, exciting, spiritual, supernatural, everything is involved. What is behind all of this? It's like a secret society and governmental authority. Then I see judgment. For some it means punishment for wrongdoing, for others, reward for good. I see a man whose life was going nowhere, until a jubilant young woman comes into his life, quite adept at wielding her own sword. It's more fulfilling for her than for him. It's okay, because it's better than what he has now.
Thank you.
Might I have a reading?
Sure. 3 of Swords indicates a love triangle. I see a fat indulgent man. This will be a lesson for the young lady who is learning a craft. You will endure the oddness of the triangle, and all will prosper.
Thank you.
We certainly have lots to think about. Thank you again, Diana. Let's meet Robin and Evie at Alberto's.
I was worried about you. That's all. If there is something I can do for you, let me know.
Yes, there is something I need. Can we go to your office?
Yes, let's go.
We need to renew our blood pact, just to keep us safe.
Yes, please. I have never felt safer in my life. Even when I had get shot in my club. Thanks, I feel amazing.
Me too.
Hey, I had a good time last night, thanks. Always happy to help. Anything unusual happening at the club tonight? Robin was late. And you are later than normal. Well, I'm just meeting my friends at our VIP lounge tonight. Can I bring you a Tom Collins? I prefer a Bloody Mary. A Bloody Mary it is, my friend.
Hello, Susie.
Please call me Talia from now on.
Of course, my apologies.
Thank you, Phil. I've been spending a lot of time dancing with Kevin. He's certainly improved. He seems to really enjoy your lessons.
He's an amazing student, second only to you.
Do you know anything about his background?
Not really.
I see you have some students waiting. I'll let you get back to your instruction, and I'll have a dance with Kevin.
Thank you for saying hello, and have a good night, Talia.
Good evening, Miss Reese.
I only have time for a quick dance tonight. I spoke with Phil and he said your dancing is amazing.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
I was born in Arkansas, and my father was in the military, so I moved all over growing up. When he was stationed at Moffett Field, I ended up in Mountain View, and remained here ever since.
What do you do for a job?
I'm a pharmaceutical sales representative.
Like a marijuana dispensary?
No, Miss Reese. I work for Boulevard Pharmaceuticals. I'm straight edge. No drugs or alcohol.
Let's dance in that corner away from the crowd.
Sure. I feel so amazing when I'm with you.
Thanks for the dance, and excuse me while I go meet my friends. Hello everyone, I see we're all here now. So Evie, were you successful at obtaining cell phones for us?
Of course I was. I got 10 phones, one for each of us. Henri, Prince Sarah, Brandon, and one to spare. These aren't burner phones. They have unlimited data, via my hack, of internal rotating promotional trials, and the cell phone is voice over IP.
Good job Evie, and thanks. Gift, what did you find out?
I wore the cloak of shadows, and surveyed the AT&T Colocation Center. It was quiet, secured, and no one answered when I knocked. Maybe we all can break in later, and see if we can find anything inside.
I'd be happy to do that. After we visit Shreknet.
Diana examined the book, she busted the code. And it's just a bunch of genealogies. I hope Shreknet has an exciting occult relic to offer.
Me too. Let's go.
Thank you all for working so quickly to obtain this book. It's an excellent condition.
And what about the magical item you promised?
Of course. You already know about the Vial of Life. Additionally, I have 3 more items for you to choose from. The first item is the eunuch's scapula. It slips over the head and covers the front and back of the chest. It was worn by a devout Cypriot monk who castrated himself in order to resist temptations of the flesh. Wearing or carrying the scapula will render the user immune to presence powers.
Wow, that's exciting.
These items were designed to be used by humans, and they may affect the undead a little differently. In humans, a side effect of regularly using the eunuch's scapula is impotence and sterility. Side effects on vampires are unknown. Next we have the Ring of True Faith.
That's beautiful.
While wearing this lovely signet ring, a vampire can ignore a folkloric or religious bane. The wearer can also detect a vampire that is using the blush of life. It will work on a single target or on an entire room to reveal who the vampires are. And the last item I offer is a cybernosis cuff.
I like the sound of that.
Worn on the wrist, this handsome cuff allows the wearer to touch any electronic device and discern the function, purpose, and means of operation. The wearer will understand how to rewrite code or how to short out a device from the knowledge gained with the bracelet.
I want that.
We need that.
Although I'm totally in love with the ring, I admit, it makes sense to get the cybernosis cuff, even though personally I want the ring more.
It would be great to take it to the Colocation Center.
I would love to have another Vial of Life, so that I could go to the beach during the day. But the cybernosis cuff is more useful for us.
Very well, it's yours. Good night.
Thank you.
Nice work picking the lock to get us down here.
It ain't pretty.
There's not really anything left down here.
Except the smell of decay.
And a bunch of rat carcasses.
Well, there are some cleaning supplies they left behind.
This is so horrible. Someone find the stairs out of here.
Here. I found the stairs.
It's beautiful up here, so many lights.
This place is amazing.
Let's see what your cybernosis cuff can do.
Here goes. Okay, I get how this works. Someone inside the NSA, CIA or Interpol got in here. I'm going to try and rewrite some code and put a back door in here so I can have a way to look and see what's going on. It looks like the Nosferatu are still scrambling to figure out what the fuck happened. Some very clever humans know about us.
Well, they are keeping quiet about it and maintaining the Masquerade, or we would have heard about it.
I think it's in their better interest to keep the Masquerade. Imagine the panic, the stock market.
Always remember what's important. The stock market.
How did they ever even learn about Shreknet in the first place?
The Nosferatu built this thing on top of the internet. They got cocky and weren't paying attention. They underestimated human curiosity and hackers.
What should we do, Evie?
Well, with the back door I'll be able to monitor what's going on through my phone, and see what I can figure out.
Is there any way to figure out where the Nosferatu have gone?
It's doubtful, as they're now using proxy servers.
I mean, are they safe?
I don't care if they're safe, they screwed us over with their incompetence. Anyway, since we came in through the basement, I don't think it was alarmed so the Nosferatu could come and go freely. We do need to check for cameras in the control room. Oh my god, their security is being recorded using endless loop Betamax tapes. Let's grab all the tapes and get out of here. I'm not sure if we should stay at the Mooreage tonight.
Prince Sarah thought it was safe enough to visit. I'm staying there.
It's beautiful and comfortable. But maybe I'll rough it at the Scientology Center.
Me too. It can't be worse than the lucky you.
Suit yourselves. I'm staying at the Mooreage.
Susie, here, give these 2 phones to Prince Sarah.
Of course. Thanks, Evie.